how to record acoustic guitar in Ableton 12. I've already made 2 videos previously on how to record the guitar that you might find useful before you head into this one. The first one is great if you're brand spanking new and just want to set up the sound card and set up the software and everything like that, while the second one is great for actually recording because I'm showing you some of the basics in Ableton. And also, if you need any help, feel free to leave those questions down below in the comments. I always read those. Let's get right into it. So you'll always find acoustic guitars of various types. You have these old Spanish classical guitars, you have more modern guitars that look more like electric. This one in particular is one like those, and inside here, inside the sound hole, there's actually a pickup. I can actually use that and plug this up, as you can see, to a jack cable, and I can record a signal through there. The more traditional way of doing it would be to actually mic this guitar up, and I'm gonna do both. That way you can kind of get a sense of the difference that you can get. First of all, I just want to mic up my guitar, and I'm going to use my condenser mic, the one that follows in the Focusrite Scarlett bundle. The placement of this mic is going to be important. Some people like to point it towards the start of the fingerboard. I've seen some people point it towards the 12th fret. Other people place it more towards the body, like the end, the tailpiece of the guitar. In this video, I'm going to place it between the 12th fret and the sound hole, somewhere in between there. And I'm also going to have about 10 to 20 centimeters of a distance between the mic and the strings. The reason why you don't want to have your mic directly in front of the sound hole is because you can get these blasts of ear, and that doesn't necessarily sound that good at times. You can probably spend weeks and months reading up on the patterns of which this mic and other mics will pick up sound. This one in particular has something called a cardioid pattern, meaning that it picks up mostly the sound that is just in front of it, and I believe a little bit on the sides as well. Learning a few things about this can be really handy when it comes to knowing where to place it. But depending on what mic you have and the setup you have, it's always good to just test until you figure out what works best for you. Another thing to keep in mind is that the room you're recording in will have an effect on the recording as well. I'm recording here in my living room. Maybe you have a bit of a hobby space or a living room yourself where you're recording. It can be handy though to try out some other rooms to see if you get more echo, less echo, more of a dry sound. It can help to test things like this out as well. Okay, so let's do the side-by-side comparison. The first recording I'm going to do is with the condenser mic, and the second one is where I just simply plug into my DAW, into Ableton, and I use some plugins to get a good sound. Alright, so what I thought about this when I first listened to it was like, oh, this is okay. But then I listened to it a day later, and then I realized that this actually doesn't sound that great. So what I thought is, I have this little bedroom here, so I'll just set things up here with 2 mics instead of 1, and then we'll see how that goes. The new one that I'm using here, this is an Audio-Technica. It's the ATR 2100 USB. And the second one that I have here is the Scarlett Focusrite one that I showed you before, the condenser mic. By the way, I didn't show you this, but I've got it attached to a boom arm. It's actually very practical. I'm using this all the time when I'm having these one-on-one lessons with students. And so I thought I'd use that since it's, yeah, I can just mount it to the table there, as you can see. I'm also using a different interface from before, the one that I used on the previous one, where I just had one XLR mic. Is this one. This is the Focusrite Solo, and this one has more inputs, as you can see here. This is the Focusrite 2i2, and you have inputs for 2 XLR cables here, and you also have inputs for, if I just plug this one out, you can insert other types of cables here as well. So this is actually both for a jack input and for XLR, so it's the same with this one as well. One lesson that I'm going to take away from this, and something that might help you as well, is that you don't necessarily need to have the most fancy equipment to have something sound great at the end of the day. Sometimes it's better to learn how to use the stuff you already have. Just because you buy new gear doesn't mean that you immediately level up your sound. Sometimes you'll also find unique sounds by breaking the rules or coming up with your own rules. For example, like maybe I'll record, you can't really see it here because the mic and the t-shirt is black, but I have this microphone here, this lapel mic. Maybe I'll use that to record some guitar. Maybe it will sound horrible, or maybe it will sound perfect for the aesthetic that I'm going for in one particular sound or one song. You can record using outdated gear, like an old tape machine, for example. You'd be surprised how many people that are your favorite artists actually do random things like this in order to come up with their own unique sound, because they don't want to sound like everyone else. So that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to click the link below to join my Skool community. It's completely free. So yeah, see you there.